Hey guys, Lucas here again for another movie review. Today it is for the new sci-fi flick Oblivion, starring Tom Cruise, Morgan Freeman, Olga Kurylenko, among others. And it is about Tom Cruise's character named Jack, who is like a drone repairman for this on Earth, which takes place in the future where they fought this war against like some aliens or something, and then they lost the war, and they won the war, but they pretty much lost the planet and there's no life there anymore, and they go to this, everyone else has gone to this other planet on Saturn, this other like moon, and but he's a drone repairman there, and he only has like 2 more weeks until he goes to the planet, so he's there with his girlfriend slash co-worker. And a few events occur, and he discovers some things, and some things are not what they appear, and he uncovers a whole bunch of stuff, and then you kind of engage in typical sci-fi fare. To me, this movie is just kind of like a holdover for the next couple of weeks till Iron Man 3 comes out, and as that, it's really barely even qualifies at that. I just thought this movie was very bland, very cliche, and very predictable, and it's just really a typical, it's really what you expect from an April Tom Cruise sci-fi flick. And it kind of sucks too, because I was really enjoying this movie for the first 45 minutes or so. I thought the pacing was well done. It was, slow, developing the characters, getting you into this world, and if I have anything really to say about this movie is that it looks absolutely amazing. There's some shots in here that like had my mind blown. There's some scenes at night and that take place like in the sky, and you're like, wow. There's this chase, involving these, drones and Tom Cruise in this like plane thing that looked great. I wish I almost saw this movie in IMAX because it looks so good, but the visuals and everything look absolutely amazing, and it's one of the most beautiful movies I've seen since Prometheus. But like I said, the first 45 minutes of this movie, I was really enjoying it. Tom Cruise was likable. Like I said, the world was very beautiful and very involving. I liked a lot of the tech that was in the movie, and it just had a nice visual and aesthetic, and I was interested to see where the story would go. Unfortunately, that's the biggest thing wrong with this movie, is that the story just really is just too cliche and too bland to really go anywhere. This movie it starts off interesting, and then just as it keeps going on, it gets more convoluted, more confusing, and just more cliche. It's one of those odd movies that you expect everything coming, like there's a lot of twists and turns, and you could pretty much guess all of them, and some that you don't completely guess, you had an idea about. It was something kind of related that you could see coming from the beginning of the movie. So there was no real surprises, but it's also one of those movies that even though it's predictable, it gets convoluted at the same time. So you're like, I know what's going on, but at the same time I don't. And I can really say that for like the last, 30 minutes of this movie. There's a lot of exposition near the end that's it just felt was very repetitive. And one of the things I was mad too is that Morgan Freeman's in this movie for like, at most, 15 minutes max, and that's probably being generous. And I was like, why would you get Morgan Freeman if he has like this almost nothing role, and he brings so much screen presence to this movie, and he's still in it for like maybe 10 minutes. The acting too, I really liked Tom Cruise in this movie. I thought he carried the movie pretty well. I thought the girl that played his girlfriend slash partner on Earth was pretty good for the most part while she was in the movie. However, Olga Kurylenko, who has a pretty big part in the movie, she's a very important character and very integral to the plot. Times where I thought she was solid, and there was times that I thought she was bland. There just seemed like she was staring into space a couple of scenes. And there's times where I felt like she could have emoted more, and she was just kind of like standing there. A couple other characters are like that. Like I know they got the guy from Game of Thrones in this movie who also really doesn't have much to do. And there's a lot of these side characters that really have no development, and you don't know anything about them, so why care? Oblivion is just a pretty, just standard sci-fi movie, and I wouldn't even say it's mediocre. It's just really forgettable and bland. It's not a good movie, I would really say. It's not terrible, But unfortunately, all I was looking for was a movie to hold my interest till Iron Man 3, and it really didn't. I mean, the first 45 minutes I was involved. I was actually enjoying it a lot. If you do see it, if you want to see it in the theater because the visuals look great. But I really don't think it's worth the price of admission. It has some really good action scenes, I would say. There's a couple of action scenes I really liked. But unfortunately, the story and the predictability and the just cliche story of it all, it just really wasn't enough to get me interested. And I just kept getting more uninvolved as the movie went on. And it's a pretty long movie. So I'm going to have to give Oblivion a fairly generous 2.5-star rating. If you saw Oblivion, let me know what you thought. What do you think of Tom Cruise? What is your favorite Tom Cruise movie? That's something I'm actually pretty interested in. What is your personal favorite? I personally don't have one, not one that I could think of right now, but I'm interested to see what you guys think. If you like the movie, please tell me why. Do you disagree with me or not? If you like this review, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week. See you guys later.